8:15.
Yeah.
To put her in bed.
It's all right.
Okay.
There we go.
That's it.
I think we've lost Jane.
Right.
But yeah, shall we carry on? And
Yeah.
finish before 8? Okay, share the screen.
No, what's another computer now? Nearly done now.
Oh, from the beginning, that's the wrong thing to press, isn't it? Whiz through. Okay. Yeah, so we moved to Bramhall. The second house we moved to in Bramhall is on the left. I just thought it was a nice contrast from the type of housing in Martin Street where he was born and brought up. And, you know, I remember him saying at Christmas, all he had was a pencil as a Christmas present. Very much kind of self-made man, really, ultimately. No help from anyone. And, you know, a senior position in Unilever, which obviously we know is a big company now. Did incredibly well, I think. And certainly that house was a very happy house, wasn't it?
It was. I had my own bedroom. I managed to get away from you two for.
Yeah, we shared a room, didn't we, Chris?
Yes, we had.
We used to play football in the back garden, ruin Dad's grass. He never complained about it.
He didn't, did he? No, at all.
No.
No.
We had a pear tree in the back, an apple tree.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
They've all been cut down now, all those trees, which is a shame, isn't it?
Of them.
But
Well,
How much is that house worth now?
700,000.
Blimey.
It's on St Michael's Avenue, which is probably the house, the road in
It is, isn't it?
Carwood. Carwood Road's a posh road, and that St Michael's Avenue is a posh.
Sold it for 15,000 in 1975.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think they didn't buy it for much, though. I think they bought it for about 7, didn't they? Something like that.
Yeah. No, there wasn't as much inflation in those days, was there? And then
Only we'd known. If only we'd known, we would have kept it, wouldn't we?
Obviously, the time at Walls eventually came to an end, didn't he? For quite a few years, I don't think he was particularly happy. There was a lot of politics in the company, and there's some not very nice people who worked for it, and he was messed about, really. And eventually, they offered him about 4 different things. He could have had different jobs, but he took redundancy, and in his mid-50s, and that was probably around about that time that this picture was taken, wasn't it? I think this was in the St Michael's.
Handsome boys.
No, it's such a lovely picture, isn't it?
As you can see, haircuts weren't as styled as they are now.
Oh, look at us all.
Yeah.
That's probably got the trendiest haircut there.
Yep.
I think I must have been going through my Bob Dylan phase there. Look at that.
Definite Bob Dylan. I think Edward was going through a basin cut phase.
So one day you managed to hold him down long enough to be able to take a picture with the rest of us. And Richard, what are you for sure?
Well, the thing was, I got told off at school for having long hair, and I was told I had to get it cut, and I refused.
Ooh,
So I just left it like that.
Rebellious.
You're a rebel. Oh, dear.
So I just left it. I said, "Well, I'm having it cut," and that's all there is to it.
Yep. Okay, moving on. This is about 1972, 3, is it?
71, something like that. 71.
Oh, right. Okay, before the move. This is your graduation, isn't it, Andy?
That's right, yeah.
I think you two got a cheek saying about my hair. Look at those two.
I think Dad was really pleased, wasn't he? He valued. I said at the beginning, he valued education. He was delighted that we did as well as we possibly could do. I think really.
I think because you'd done something that he hadn't had a chance to do. He could have done it if it come from different circumstances, but because he was dead chuffed that when you'd done what you'd done.
Yeah, he looks really happy there.
Yep, that's a good photo, isn't it? And then 74, 75, we moved to Chester, and he bought a post office, and there was a private side, cards and sweets and things, and it no longer exists, but it's now a Ladbrokes. So that's the Ladbrokes thing, and we lived above the post office, they had the philosophy, if they let me eat as much as I wanted in terms of chocolate, that I'd quickly become sick of it and wouldn't eat it. But sadly, over the year, it didn't work out that way, and it came out about 2 stone heavier.
They went bankrupt, didn't they?
Sorry,
they went bankrupt.
Yes, part of the reason it didn't work out, but it didn't, unfortunately. They gave it a year. I think Dad always said he really would like to have done that 10 years earlier when he had a lot more.
Yeah, I think they found out he was iller than he thought he was, didn't he?
Yeah. I think he with everything, and I think he'd run out of steam, really. So we came back to Bramhall, and he had a series of different jobs, really small scale jobs, and ended up as a buyer in a clothing factory, which I think he enjoyed, but certainly not the seniority he'd had before. But it paid the bills. This really like this picture. He seems really happy here. I think this was when we went to Norfolk. We went to Norfolk quite a few times because he suffered from vertigo, so he had to go somewhere where it was flat. And also Uncle Bill lived in Norwich, so I think this is probably one of those visits and holidays, and with Mum on the beach, which is a happy photo, I think. And then this is with the Masons, isn't it? He was quite a big Mason, and really enjoyed the kind of social aspect of being a Mason.
I think it was he was on a bowling green. They had a bowling day, like a day out. Everybody from the lodge had gone to play bowls at this club.
Yeah.
I remember taking him to a Masons meeting once, giving him a lift there, and I picked him up around about 11 o'clock at night. I think he must have had about 10 pints. He just staggered into the car and slept all the way home. He really enjoyed those Masons meetings, I think.
When he retired from Wolves, they had a big party for him, didn't they? Do you remember? Somewhere, and he stayed overnight. And when he came home the next day, his suit was like covered in whatever. I don't like, because he slept in it. They just put him in bed with his suit on. And when he woke up, he was covered in all fluff. All his suit was covered in fluff.
I remember at one do, occasionally once a year, didn't we? We went with them for a do, and I remember he in fact, we found him in the bathroom, in the bath, because he was sleeping in the bath. But and I don't know if he'd been sent there or if he thought it was the actual bed. But yeah, he liked to drink.
Do you remember his sayings? He used to. We'd all left all the lights on in the house all the time, and he used to walk around turning them off, saying, "It's like bloody Blackpool illuminations in here." Do you remember him saying that all the time? Well, about 20 years ago, I found myself walking around the house here at Gaister Road, Laceby, saying exactly the same thing. Everybody had left all the lights on. It was my job to go around and turn them all off all the time. It's like bloody Blackpool illuminations in here.
I think I say that down to Anna.
Yeah, I was just going to say you do. Yeah.
And what's that other one I say, Anna? When you go to bed?
Into bed or out of barracks.
That's what Dad does. Yeah. I tell you, I remembered it now. He used to say it was Christmas Day in the workhouse. He used to do. It was like a monologue, wasn't it? He used to.
It was Christmas Day in the workhouse. All the paupers were standing there. Something like that.
It'd go on until he forgot. He'd just go on until he forgot. Christmas Day in the workhouse.
Yeah.
He was very keen on Harold Macmillan, though, wasn't he? And Mrs. Thatcher. Those were his idols, really. And
he wasn't left wing at all. He didn't like
no. And compared with what life was like for him and his generation in the 1930s, he used to say in the 1960s, we didn't know how well off we were. He used to say we never had it so good, really. It was what Macmillan said, wasn't it? How much life had improved for him.
Oh, God, yeah.
But he also recognised, didn't he? He said that, after the war, quite a lot of people thought that the country owed them a living because of what they had done in the war. And his view was that wasn't the right attitude, which I think ultimately proved right, really, isn't it? It's a competitive world at the end of the day. But yeah, we'll draw a veil over his liking for Margaret Thatcher.
Daily Express. He used to read Daily Express, didn't he? That was his favourite newspaper, the Express.
Yeah, it wasn't as rabid as it is at the moment. But okay, I think we're drawing to a close, really. And you really like that photo, don't you, Andy?
That's a good one, yeah.
And
that's a lovely photo. It just sums up that they're a really happy marriage, didn't they? I don't ever remember having an argument. Did they ever have an argument between them?
Yes, they did. Yeah, Mum chucked that tankard at him, and it dented it.
Dented his head.
No, it hit the cupboard. But they really loved each other, didn't they? I think.
Oh, it was wonderful, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And Dad used to say, "Yes, dear." That was his.
When we were living in Sheffield, we came home late one night, and we were getting out of the car. And I opened the car door.
Is this a clean story?
It's clean, yeah. I opened the car door, and when I got out, Dad was lying on the floor. I opened the car door, and he banged him on the head, and he was flat on the drive, holding his head like that. And another time, he came down the stairs, fell over one of my Wellingtons, and broke his leg. Do you remember that?
You're the one bloody responsible.
There's the one where he's pushing your pram. There's a picture of him pushing your pram. He looks like one of the
with a fag in his under my chest.
Great twins.
Yeah. Of course, there was no breathalyzer, was there? Many a time he drove well over the limit.
He thought that fag in his mouth would protect him from the breathalyzer.
Do you remember that time we came back from Sheffield over Mam Tor?
I do.
We suddenly came to the top of Mam Tor. It must have been icy. And we started to slip back down again because of the ice. Do you remember that? Were you awake?
Yeah.
Oh,
danger.
We got to the top, round and round of the ice. And everybody was panicking, but he was just like, driving the tank.
Oh, it's all right. He just drove off, didn't he? He just drove off.
All these cars all over the place, and he just kind of serenely drove on. Yeah. But I hope you've enjoyed it. Andy's got a little letter just to finish us up, and he's going to read that, and then we'll just have a toast to Dad.
Can I start by thanking you for what you've done, Chris? It was absolutely tremendous. This, I really enjoyed it.
Well, Chris,
thank you. No, it was honour.
Thank you all for. Okay, have you all got a glass in your hand? Dad would appreciate this, I think, if you did have a glass in your hand. So you can toast him. It's Laceby, 11th of February 2022. Dear Dad, Grandad, Great-Granddad, you were born 100 years ago today, on Saturday, the 11th of February 1922, in smoky Sheffield. And we're gathering your family to celebrate the 100 years we've all been together, in spirit anyway. We know you will be thrilled to see our smiling faces, even though it's via a technology you couldn't have foreseen. We hope you enjoyed seeing again a few other photographs that we treasure, and listen to some of our happy, grateful memories of you. You were a wonderful, generous-spirited, forgiving father, and we owe much of our happiness to you and your inspiring example. This is what Freemans do. We work hard. We value education. We love our families. We love sport, most of us anyway. We're honest, loyal, and aspirational. We enjoy a drink and have a bit of fun on the way. And you and Mum gave us a perfect example of what love is. And even though none of us live in Sheffield anymore, and only some of us were born there, there's a bit of Yorkshire grit in us all. Thank you. You helped us so much.
I have you finished.
To be part of such a wonderful family. Let's raise a glass. Everybody got a glass?
Yep, yeah.
Happy birthday,
Mama.
Ted.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Dad,
Happy birthday.
Granddad.
Happy birthday.
Great.
Well done, Andy. That was lovely.
Lots of love. Your loving family.
Cheers, everybody.
Love to everybody.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Lovely to
Yay.
see you.
Well done, Maya.
Yeah, well done, Maya.
See Gran. See Gran.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Okay, yeah, lovely to see everybody.
Yeah, bye, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
See you.
Bye. See you, Anna. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Maya. Bye.
Goodbye.
She stayed up well.
He said
Bye.
bye. Are you giving them a kiss? Very
Oh,
good.
that's lovely. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, I'm going now. Bye, everybody.
Bye.